Your future self is watching you right now, and he already knows if you're going to make it or not. Not from what you say, not from what you plan, but from what you keep doing, every single day. He sees the hesitation, the delay, the moment you knew what to do and didn't. He sees how fast you give in, how easily you negotiate with yourself, how often you choose comfort and call it later. And the reason this matters is simple. He is the one who will pay for it. He will wake up in the life you are building right now. Not the life you imagine, not the life you talk about, the one your actions are creating. That's the truth most people try to avoid. They think the future is something they'll fix when they get there. That one day they'll become disciplined, that eventually they'll figure it out. But that day never comes, because you don't arrive in the future and become someone new. You arrive there as a more exposed version of who you already are. The future doesn't transform you, it reveals you. It amplifies everything you repeated in silence when no one was watching, when no one was forcing you, when no one would have noticed if you stopped. That's where your life is decided. Not in big moments, not in dramatic turning points, but in the quiet choices you think don't matter. The extra 5 minutes, the skipped action, the small excuse, again and again, until it becomes a pattern, and patterns become identity. That's how people lose years, without ever realizing they were repeating the same life. You wake up tired, and instead of getting up, you reach for your phone. You tell yourself you'll start later, but later never comes. You sit there knowing exactly what needs to be done, but you hesitate just long enough to avoid it. You open something just for a minute, and suddenly time is gone, and you tell yourself it's not a big deal. But it is, because nothing disappears. Everything accumulates. Every action, every delay, every excuse, it all builds something. And most of the time, it's building the wrong version of you. That's when it gets dangerous, because now you're not deciding anymore. You're reacting, living the same patterns, repeating the same results, wondering why nothing changes, but something is changing. You are, just not in the direction you wanted, and deep down, you know it. You feel it in those quiet moments, when there's no distraction left, no noise, no escape. Just you, and the awareness that you could have done more, should have done more, but didn't. That feeling doesn't come from failure. It comes from truth, from the gap between who you are and who you know you could be. And that gap grows every time you ignore what matters, every time you choose easy, every time you avoid effort, even when you know better. You didn't lose time. You trained the wrong version of yourself. Let that sink in. You trained it. Through repetition, through comfort, through small decisions you thought didn't count. And now, it feels like that's just who you are, but it's not. It's just what you practiced. And anything practiced can be changed. But only if you decide to change it. And that's where most people stop. Because change doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable, it feels forced, it feels unnatural. Because you've trained the opposite for so long. So when you try to act, your mind resists. It tells you to wait, to slow down, to come back later. But that voice is not protecting you. It's preserving the version of you that's keeping you stuck. And if you keep listening to it, you will keep becoming him. Day after day, decision after decision, until one day, that version of you is no longer temporary, it's permanent. And that's when it hits the hardest, because by then, you can't pretend anymore. You can't say you didn't know. You can't blame time. You can't blame circumstances, because the truth is simple. You had control, and you didn't use it. That's what your future self sees, not your intentions, your decisions, not your potential, your patterns, not who you wanted to be, but who you kept choosing to be. But here's where everything can change, because if your future self is watching you right now, then he is still being built. He is not fixed. He is not finished. He is being shaped by what you do next, right now, in this moment. You can repeat the same pattern, or you can break it. You can delay again, or you can act. You can choose comfort, or you can choose growth. You can sit there, or you can move. And it won't feel good. It won't feel natural, but that's exactly why it matters. Because discipline is not what feels right. It's what creates the right outcome. So stop asking yourself if you feel ready. Stop asking if it's the right moment. Stop asking if you can wait just a little longer. Ask the only question that matters. If the man I'm becoming is watching this decision, will he respect it? Or will this be another moment where I chose easy and paid later? Because in the end, there are no surprises, no sudden transformations, no different future waiting for you, only consequences, only patterns, only what you repeated, becoming who you are. You don't meet a new version of yourself one day. You meet the one you built